What's up, you guys? It is Brad, and in one of my recent videos here on my YouTube channel, I gave you guys a full tour of my Lego room, which is this massive 500 square foot room here in downtown Toronto, where I store all my Lego collection, make all my videos, and all that good stuff. However, one thing that I didn't show you really in that video, I just teased it a little, was this closet right back here. This is my BrickLink Store closet. It is a very, very tiny store, but it is where I conduct all of my BrickLink Store sales and things like that, and I didn't have time to show you guys that in this video, so that's why I'm making this one right here. So right when you walk into my Lego room, this is the door to my actual condo, and this is the BrickLink room right here. This is originally a walk-in closet because this would have been a bedroom in another life. However, I've converted it into my BrickLink Store right here, and I'm going to give you guys a full tour right now. So right when you walk in here, I have built this desk. This is the desk where I pack all of my orders, so I do have a laptop right here for pulling orders and putting things away. I've got a heat sealer. This is how I seal up all the bags when I ship them out. This is what controls the lights in the Lego room. I've got business cards for when I'm packing orders, as well as I've got a roll of tape, some scissors, and all my shipping fees and things like that. Above the desk here, I do have a couple Lego posters. So I got this one in Paris, and then these ones I got from a brand several years ago now. These are of the Lego patent. You guys can see the closet rod is still in here, and I do actually kind of use this as a closet, and we'll get to that in just a second. But then we've got these shelves right here. This is where I store a whole bunch of the parts for my BrickLink Store. These are old BrickLoot subscription boxes right here, and what I do is I put 50 different lots of a part inside each one of these boxes. So the boxes have 50 different lots in them. They have these little bags and they are labeled. So it's one part per bag, and you guys can see they are small 9 or small like 28. They go up to 50 right here, so it's pretty easy to find whatever parts I'm looking for, and because they're such small quantities, it's not that difficult. So each box contains 50 parts, like I mentioned, and up here I've got a couple, dozen boxes. So I actually go all the way up to nearly 2,200 different lots. So every box you open up will just be containing Lego parts right here, and it's really easy to sort these like that. It makes it so easy for when I'm packing orders. When I get an order, it comes in sorted by remark, so I can just start right up here. I go all the way down. All of the small parts are up here, and then below that are all the large parts. So this is any parts that are a bit larger in size, or I have more quantity and things like that. It starts with large bag number 1 right here. Down here it goes all the way to 900, and then over here I start at 901. I go to 1100, and then here is 1101 to 1250. So these ones aren't full yet, but they will be filled very soon because I've been doing a lot of Lego set parting out. So these ones only have, these boxes, as I mentioned, have 50 lots per box. These ones only have 25 just because they are significantly bigger. So then below the desk right here, I just have some random things right here. I've got a counting scale for when I need to pack orders, and then just a couple boxes of random things. These are all the extra bags that can be filled with parts to be added to the store. And then I've just got like tape, and then I've got this storage container right here. I've got like random takeout containers, a bunch of Lego bags, all the business cards. Here I've got extra things like tape and shipping supplies, and then over on this side I've got things for putting lots away, extra Lego bags. I've got Sharpies as well as lights and stuff like that for the studio. So a bunch of just random things right here. You guys already saw this bookshelf right here of all the different Lego parts, but you guys will see I also have my shipping labels. I've got 2 sizes for the different packages I send out, a shipping scale. I've got large bubble mailers right here, as well as this handy dandy tool that I need for Canadian shipments, because if it's under 2 centimeters, it ships really cheap. And then I've got a couple other sizes of bubble mailers right here. I've got a bunch of random business cards and packaging and things like that. All of my Lego keychains and a bunch of customs forms that I don't really need anymore because they do them virtually now. And then, as I said, all of the other parts right here. So in this corner, it's such a mess. Not all of this is for the BrickLink Store. These are all my Lego t-shirts that I have, and one YouTube one here as well. These aren't even all of them. These are just the ones that I wear so frequently, so that's why they're just hanging right here. Beyond that, I've got a whole bag of Lego bags. These are like Lego related bags. This is from a Legoland one I got in 2018, but this is Lego bag. I've got like extra boxes and things like that. This is all my old t-shirts down here as well that I've just kind of folded up and put away. And then I've got a bunch of old Lego boxes down here that can be used for shipment, and other boxes and stuff like that. I never go in this corner. I need to probably clean it out and do something with it, but I just kind of pretend it doesn't exist. Over here, I've got some extra tape for packing orders. I've got all of my CMFs that are for sale, and then this bin is all the minifigures that are for sale. You guys can see this bin is way too full, so I will be sorting it out. That's why I have a second second one underneath, so I'm going to sort it by like theme or something like that just to make it a little bit easier. And then these are all the poly bags for sale. In this corner here, I've got a bunch of old camera equipment that's been hidden, as well as a bunch of extra Lego bags. So I don't remember if I said so far in this video, but when I do pack BrickLink orders, I actually reuse the Lego bags that come in sets just because it's a really cheap alternative and it's very, you know, recyclable. I like that. So I just keep them here, and then I use the heat sealer to actually reseal them. So I've got a bunch right here, you know, small and large, but I need obviously way more than that, and I build way more Lego sets. So I've just got a bunch of extra ones back there. Up here in this corner, I have just a bunch of random things. So these are boxes of both extra bags, extra Lego parts that I need to sort, as well as third-party brands like Mega Bloks that I sort out from when I'm doing, you know, sorting of Lego that I buy in bulk. And up here are a few sets that I just need to piece together. This bin right here, I've got two of these boxes from influencer campaigns that I've done. One for, they're actually both Ninjago. One from the Lego Ninjago movie from Warner Brothers, and then one of just Lego Ninjago from Walmart. So the Warner Brother one here just contains a bunch of shipping supplies, so like extra bubble mailers and just things that'll keep the Lego safe when I ship it that way. I don't ship a lot of large packages, so that's just kind of why I store it there. Beside that, I've got this shelf right here that contains a mixture of things for the BrickLink store as well as my personal collection. This top shelf is things for my personal collection. These are boxes that I just don't want to tear apart. I've got things like gift with purchases down here that I just want to keep together, a bunch of Lego House exclusive, architecture ones, and some of the old CMF boxes, as well as the Lego Adidas shoebox. Back here, I've just got some boxes for shipments as well as some extra bubble mailers, and then I've got a sorting tray, a bin of Lego minifigure packages that I probably should throw out, as well as a backdrop. So I've got all the extra bins for BrickLink storage right here that I haven't filled yet. Down here, I've got a couple Fantasy sets which are really cool. So I've got the retro telephone as well as the steampunk train station. I've got more Lego boxes that I just don't want to break down right here. And then on this bottom shelf right here, I've actually got a bunch of supplies for making Lego customs. This used to be something I did way back in the day. I had so much fun doing it, but I've got like extra base plates and things like that for when I'm doing these Lego customs, paints and everything. And it's been many, many years since I've tried doing that, but it would be kind of fun to do that again someday. In these containers right here, I've got a variety of different things. So I've got everything from parts that are just way too large of quantity that I have, or just too large of pieces to put in these bins right here. So I've got like masonry bricks as well as plant pieces and things like that. And I'm eventually going to transition out of these drawers because I've got a new system for that. Down here, I've got all the stickers that are tagged by the set number, or some of them are just a little bit loose. And then here, I've just got a bin of boxes for when I need to ship supply or ship Lego. Here, I've got all my receipts because this is the business. So anytime I buy anything, I need to keep the receipt for tax reasons. Here, I've got an empty drawer, which is pretty rare to find empty drawers. And then here, I've got this massive drawer of instruction manuals. And I feel like I never sell instructions. And when I do, it's such a pain in the butt to try and find them. So I either need to find a better way to sort them or just stop selling instructions, but I don't want to come there yet. Beside this shelf right here, I do have these white containers that I've got a bunch of different things in here as well. I've got all of these Lego sorting trays from advent calendars from over the years. Another empty bin right here. I've got some Lego sets that I have sold that people in my lug or people that are going to be picking them up in person. So I just keep them there. These are most like long-term, so I just don't want to mix them in or accidentally sell them twice. As I mentioned, I've got a new system for sorting the extra large bricks. It's using these right here. So I'm just using a bin. So like this is a part right here that's in bin 1, and eventually I'm going to have like bin 1, bin 2, and bin 3 of just all of the larger pieces. Here I've got Ziploc bags. You know, sometimes you just need Ziploc bags to send minifigures in or to store stuff in your Lego collection. So I've got them kind of divided up here so it's easier to find them. Here I've got extra sig figs as well as business cards and stickers and things like that for when I go to Lego conventions. Here I've got all the small bags from Lego sets. Here I've got all the large bags, and then here I've got even more Ziploc bags. And then below that right here, I've got some things for videos as well as review products. So these are third-party brands, like BrickCraft, Fantasy, and things like that. Speaking of third-party brick brands, I've got a bunch of Brick Loot sets down here, which are really cool. I've got this shelf of just like sorting trays. So I've got like these cafeteria trays and these boxes that are really helpful for sorting. These are all Lego sets that are currently for sale in my store. So a variety of different sets right here. Same with these ones. These are all extras or duplicates that I've got for sale. And then beside that, skipping ahead a little bit, I've got this shelf here as well. These are all sets that I'm going to be making a video on, but these are ones technically in my personal collection. They used to be in this closet right here, which if you guys know, if you watch my other room tour video, that this is all the sets that I still need to build. And all these sets used to be in that closet, but I went through my collection recently and just realized that I'm probably not ever going to have a chance to build a lot of those sets. And some of them I don't even like anymore. Some of them I don't really care about and don't even need them in my collection. So I made the difficult decision to list list a bunch of them on BrickLink. Some of them I listed for like 6-month sales average because it's fine if I sell it. Some of them I'm selling for way higher than they would normally go for, because it's like, if it sells for that price, I'm happy. And if it doesn't sell, oh well, I get to keep the set. So that's why I keep them pretty separate, because these sets here are still technically in my BrickSet database. So I don't want to accidentally sell them and not, you know, change it on BrickSet, because these are part of my personal collection. But as I said, if I sell them, great. And then down here, I just have a bin that's extra used for sorting. Above that, I actually do have a couple shelves of some third-party Brick brand sets, which is really cool. So Panacea and Funhole really are where these come in. These are a bunch of sets that I've actually done videos on recently. These are really, really cool, and I'm glad I have such a nice spot to display them, especially because they're really tall. They don't really fit on the white shelves I have in my Lego room, so it's pretty cool to be able to look at them and see just how cool and marvelous a lot of these are. So I really, really like them. I had a lot of fun. I've got like their instructions right here, and I've got a box from another set, as well as the MacBook case. So I'm happy I'm able to display them here in this room. And there we have it, you guys. That is the full tour of my BrickLink room right here, in a lot more detail than I would have been able to go into had I done this as part of my Lego room tour. Of course, if you guys haven't checked out that video yet, you gotta do so, because that actually contains way more information about my Lego room. But I am really glad that I was able to give you guys a tour of this room, because this is an important room to my operation still. Although it is really small, it's, you know, less than like probably 50 to 100 square feet. It's still really important, contains a lot of really cool things. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to this video today. A tour of my BrickLink closet, my BrickLink store right here. I had lots of fun showing you guys everything here. And of course, if you do want to see a little bit more, or find more information about how I sort and store my parts for my BrickLink store and things like that, I'd be more than happy to give you guys more of a tour. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Of course, if you did enjoy, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe, and I will see you guys here in the next one.